is a Bramble Jam podcast. Hello!
Hey.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of DCOM Descendants with your pals, Bran, Aaron, and Dan.
You betcha.
Diving deep into the filmography that is Disney Channel original movies, many of which Aaron and I have seen. Dan, none of which you had seen before this podcast.
You got it.
Now that we're over 40 in, Dan, have you been surprised at all? Do you like these more than you anticipated? Or do you think that doing years of Hallmark movies has prepared you for this moment in time?
DCOMs have a lower floor and higher ceiling than Hallmark movies, in my opinion.
Wow.
So I think that there's a huge discrepancy in what you can get from a DCOM, and that does make it fun for me.
I never know what you're going to get.
Like, I think that the good DCOMs are like more money, more time has been put into them than good Hallmark movies. At least, maybe not in the last year or two.
Some of them.
But it's been fun.
There's some DCOMs that are like...
I also think the batting average is higher for DCOMs. So, like, we've watched 40.
Yeah.
And I think there are like 6 or 7 of these I'd watch again.
Okay.
I do not want to watch 6 or 7 out of every 40 Hallmark movies again. No way, no how. So, from that standpoint, give me the DCOMs. You know what else you should? I would like to have more reviews for the podcast.
Really? Do we not have any since the last episode?
We got a couple more.
Oh, great.
We're up to 143.
Oh boy,
Getting
we're almost.
close.
Whoa, we're almost halfway there. Whoa, we're reviewing more movies.
We got to get to 300. I don't know if it's happening.
We're
but,
almost halfway there, though.
Beauty 325692.
Great username.
Yeah, great username. Says, please keep this going. I enjoy this listening to this podcast. What a nostalgic walk through DCOMs. Please keep going. Thank you. Thank you. Librarian of Hallmark says, the trek to 300, doing my part. Always a fun listen, even when you don't have time to watch all these movies you haven't seen due to all the Hallmark movies. Love the rapport amongst the hosts. A bunch of 5 stars coming in.
Yeah.
So we're doing it.
And for that reviewer, can you imagine if you had to watch all of the Hallmark movies and all the DCOMs?
That's crazy.
Not enough hours in the
Who
week.
would do that?
You can do it if you want to. Put your
I
mind
don't-
to
I
it.
You can dance if you want.
Put your mind to it. You can do anything.
Trying to catch up as the year is closing on all the Hallmarks I haven't seen.
Just like put them on in your phone and listen in earbuds. You just listen along.
Yeah.
Really.
I could be doing that during this.
You can imagine what's happening. It's if you've seen one, you can imagine it. If you got a good imagination. I don't. I can't envision things, but I know
You do know how to spell DCOM, don't you?
I do. DCOM. And that D, you know what's going on with that D?
What's going on with that D, Bran?
That D is delish.
That D is delish.
It's time for the delish segment. It's where we
Take it away, Aaron.
where Aaron talks about what she has whipped up that is thematically on theme for the movie.
Thematically on theme.
If you could eat something or watch something while eat something or drink something while
If
you're
you could
watching.
eat something or watch something while watching, which would you do?
Which
I
would
think
you
I would
do?
eat something.
I would eat something. Yeah, Aaron, what'd you bring us that is You Wish themed?
Yeah. So this movie gave us plenty of delish opportunities.
Yeah.
There is pizza,
Yes.
hamburgers,
Yeah.
Yes.
deviled eggs,
Yes.
mustard and sugar sandwiches.
Yes. Lots of food.
Feels like you had a
Lots-
lot of options here.
Lots of options. I did consider pizza,
Yeah.
but wasn't sure for the time of recording how to make that work. But then I went along the lines of You Wish, Lucky Coin,
Okay.
Lucky Charms.
Okay.
Oh, I see what you did here.
And we have Lucky Charms
Lucky
Rice Krispie
Charms
Treats.
Rice Krispie Treats.
Very excited
All right,
about
I don't
these.
like Lucky Charms, so
Well, I don't like you.
this is fine. That's fine. Well, that was mean spirited.
I think we were all thinking it. I mean, we were all on the.
Yeah.
Let's cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
E for DCOM.
Yay! Oh boy, yay!
And it gets a yay from Bran.
I wish that it was easier to chew because I just want to keep eating it, but I got a show to do.
Sounded so professional there. I got a show to do.
But I'd eat this whole thing right now, right here, right now.
Yeah, I like that.
Dan,
Yeah.
What do you think?
He's still
I
chewing.
mean, I'm
Is it yay?
trying to eat around the dried marshmallows best I can. It's fine. Not bad.
Well, if you're eating, that's just a Rice Krispie.
I love a Rice Krispie.
Right.
I don't
I'm
know.
not mad at it.
He's not mad at it. We got a yay and a I'm not mad at it. What's your thoughts?
I like it. I mean, I'm kind of on board with Dan. Like, Lucky Charms is not my favorite cereal. You can listen to Deck the Hallmark, the Diss List, best cereals. I will rank my best cereals. It's not my favorite.
Was it on
quality
your
list.
I don't remember.
It's on my list, but I
on
think it's
your
like
list,
6.
Yeah.
I would have gone with a different cereal if I was making my own personal Rice Krispie, but for thematically on this movie, Lucky Charms
Yeah,
Rice Krispie.
you made it work. I'm not a huge marshmallow guy in general. And then you'd freeze dry the marshmallows, and I don't want any part of that.
I like a freeze dried over a
I
regular.
would love like Fruity Pebble Rice Krispie.
Yeah, use your Fruity Pebble Rice Krispie. Which I will eat a dozen of those.
And I just wasn't sure how to make that work thematically.
Yeah, man.
Fruity Pebble.
They're like coins.
Sometimes you find a coin in the
Skipping
pebbles. You know, sometimes you're looking down at pebbles and you're like, oh, that's a coin.
Man.
Yeah, how
not
often
there,
does
but
that happen to you?
I don't know.
I
I'm
wish.
sure once, and once is enough. If there's one thing I've learned from doing this show, sometimes that's all you need to inspire a delish is
true.
one singular moment. And hey, listen, she threw out mustard and sugar sandwiches one time in this movie, and I haven't stopped thinking about
How
it.
did she get there?
I don't know.
Yeah, no thanks.
I've never.
Like, was that just a one mistake? And she was like, "This is delish."
I'm
Did
interested.
she try other sandwiches
Yeah.
before?
I'm interested in if that is like a thing or if they were doing a bit. Let's take a break, and then maybe
Okay.
on the other side
I'll
of the
look it
break,
up.
we'll have an answer to that. We're going to be right back, and we're going to break down the movie You Wish from 2003, our first 2003 movie. Here on
DCOM
Descendants. Snuck up on me, guys. I'm really sorry.
It tends to. Welcome back, everybody, to DCOM Descendants. We're talking about You Wish today, our very first movie from the year 2003. So we're a few years in at this point with DCOMs, and it's always good to start a new year. And a movie where I'm almost confident, almost positive.
You're almost confident?
I'm almost-
So you're just shy of confident.
Just shy of confident. I wouldn't say I'm confident, but this movie aired on my birthday
Wow.
in 2003, January 10th, 2003.
Happy 11th.
Thank you. And I'm pretty sure I watched this during the premiere because Even Stevens was huge for me. Lizzie McGuire was huge. We got
This is
the
wheelhouse.
best
Yeah.
friends of those shows.
And
starring
Spencer
in the movie,
Breslin.
and it's my birthday. I could control
Yeah.
the TV, you know?
Yeah. I mean, come on.
The secondary TV, not the main TV.
You
know?
didn't get the main?
No.
Yeah.
I would never. This movie is directed by Paul Hoen.
Hoen.
Hoen. And he's done. We'll see him again. He'll do some other ones: Cheetah Girls, One World, Camp
Ooh.
Rock the Deuce, all
What's
the
wild
zombie
is you said
movies.
Cheetah Girls in One World. I'm like, we've watched both those movies, and we haven't.
We haven't.
Well, it's Cheetah Girls One World. It's the third Cheetah
Oh,
Girls.
okay. got
One
it.
World.
All right.
All the
Colon.
zombie
It's a
movies,
colon
Zombies
situation.
1, 2, and 3, which I've never seen any of them before.
But Chandler, who's the star of Zombies, is on Dancing with the Stars right now,
That's a pretty
and so I'm excited to get there.
That's a pretty long DCOM career for Paul. We got this movie in 2003 all the way through the zombie movies. How about that?
Zombies are like currently coming out.
There's new DCOMs called Zombies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think nowadays, let's see. Zombie 3 came out in 2022.
Oh, it's older than I thought. Okay.
Wow.
But I don't know.
I don't know how time
I
works,
don't
I'm
know
really
if
sorry.
it's considered a,
It's 2020, everybody gets
Disney
the pass.
Channel original movies. You know, they switched to calling them just Disney original movies.
I think Descendants: Rise of Red is the first not Disney
Okay.
Channel original movie,
which came out last year,
or this
2 years
year?
ago, something like
Was
that.
that-
Rise
That's
of
when we
Red.
have to-
Rise of
we
Red, I
have
think
to
is this
stop.
year. Rise of Red just came out.
Yeah, that's right. Well, no, I know that the Christmas movie.
Oh, that one from last year.
Yeah, what was that? With Santa, the Naughty Nine. The Naughty Nine. It was
just a
is a
Disney
Disney
original
original movie. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So that might be the first one.
Okay.
Anyway, this movie is starring AJ Trouth, best
AJ
friend of
Trouth.
Even Stevens, Spencer Breslin, from a lot of movies. The Kid, Santa Claus 2.
Not from Even
Cat in the Hat.
Stevens. He is not Beans from Even
He's not
Stevens.
Beans from Even Stevens, and don't even say
you
it.
dare.
They're totally different people.
Never mix them up.
Lelaine, don't bring up a last name.
Or
meth in her presence. Sorry, Lelaine, if you're listening.
We want to make
fan.
that crystal
Sorry.
clear.
It's a new fact that Brandon and I just learned. And
It was news to us.
It's
That's
I know
right.
it's old news, but it was new news to
yes.
us. And
But you know what?
I'm
It was
shocked.
expunged from her record, and so we're going to expunge it from our minds. Lelaine, you're
You're
perfect.
great.
You're a
And
star.
we're really
And,
happy for you.
That's right.
We're just shocked because I feel like I should have known that happened.
Yeah.
Like,
And Tim Reed is also in this
Tim
movie.
Reed.
Underutilized heavily in this movie, Tim Reed.
I
but
mean, we
what can
did
you
get
do?
him playing an accordion. So.
Yeah, that's fair. So 16-year-old Alex
I'm Alex.
loves his brother Stevie, but
never not
also
funny.
feels
Never
like his younger brother Stevie is like the star of the family. So it's confusing. You know, you love your younger
We
brother.
were both younger brothers, Bran.
Yeah.
And so you got feels from this.
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
You were barely a part of the rest of those. You were definitely a part of your family.
I'm the
You hear what I'm
youngest
saying? Know what
of
I'm saying?
5.
Yeah.
And so by the time I was walking around, no one
Your
could.
parents
I could
were
do
like,
whatever
yeah.
I wanted to. Yeah.
I was the AJ Trouth of my family. I had a younger brother.
Yeah. And so
Shout out JJ.
shout out.
Who you got this week?
I think I'm going to go with Josh
Man,
this week.
one of these days Jesse's going to be the winner.
I thought about doing it. Thought about
you
doing it.
know, and Jesse's the only brother of yours I've not met.
You've never met Jesse.
I get the feeling he would really enjoy this bit.
I think you would.
I think he would enjoy it the most. And also shout out to Jim, obviously, who is listening to every podcast.
He
that I
loves
Oh,
it.
are we doing a bit?
What? No.
Shout
this
out.
bit. No, yeah. The fact that Bran hates his brother. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a funny bit. Right?
Just my oldest. He gets it. He knows what you did.
Or what he didn't do.
That's exactly right.
How old is he?
Could be any age. I couldn't tell you how old any of my siblings are. Couldn't tell you.
Do you know how old you are?
I have to think about it
Okay.
really
Wow.
hard. I'm 30. I'm 32.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
I knew your age quicker than you did.
Yeah. That's fine. What's
What's
again,
my
it's-
age?
What's my
34.
age again?
I was going to do that.
What's my age again?
I was going to ask him, and then I was going to ask him what's his age again.
Say it one more time, please. One more time.
Nobody
Again.
likes you when you're 34.
That's true.
So, you know,
Too much of an introvert.
I don't get you.
when you have a
Came up
sibling,
again this past weekend.
when you have a sibling, you love them, you hate them. It depends on the day, but he does feel like maybe his life would be different if he didn't have a brother, because by the time his brother came around, his parents, you know, started paying attention to him and not to Alex. And so he and just Alex gets to do whatever he wants to. Like, they find out that they can get a pet, and Alex wants a dog, but they end up getting a turkey because, a turkey.
Yeah, the debate is dog versus rabbit.
And then out of left field,
turkey.
turkey comes flying
And
in.
the
they-
parents are like,
turkeys can't
yeah,
fly.
we've always wanted a turkey.
but turkeys can fly.
Can they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, if
What's
that
the
thing
one
gets
that-
off
what's
the
the one that
leash-
can't fly?
Chickens.
Penguin?
I think
Chickens
both.
can't fly.
Ostrich?
Chickens, I think, are called nearly flightless birds. And I know that sounds like a made up term, but it is not. They can barely get off. They're almost, they live their whole life almost doing it. You know what I mean? Like, just like, oh, I'm so close to flying.
Yeah. Oh, I'm nearly there. And so they get a turkey. It is what it is. Stevie does whatever he wants, including touching Alex's coins and skates, which he knows he's not supposed to do.
Did you ever do that to your big brothers?
Touch stuff.
Like, just go in the room and mess with stuff.
100%.
Yeah.
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 100%. Sorry.
Shout out to my brother who I don't think ever did that.
Wow,
So
shout out to
thank
JJ.
you.
I'd mess up Josh's CDs.
He is the best of the best of little brothers.
JJ Shea, everybody.
JJ Shea. And so
I bet Josh loved it when you messed with the CDs.
Oh, he loved it. He loved it. He didn't have he didn't alphabetize them at all. Stevie.
Jesse might be my favorite of your brothers.
Yeah, Jesse's
Not
great.
saying I alphabetized my CDs too, but I definitely did.
Josh
That's
did.
Josh.
Jesse.
Josh.
Jesse.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Jesse
sorry.
would never.
Sorry, Josh.
Jesse is in the Air Force, though. Does that change it?
Is Josh
You
also
do
the one that
hate
knows
the
the
armed
goosebumps?
services. Yes,
Yes.
Josh.
Oh,
knows the
Josh is my
Goosebumps.
favorite.
Yes.
Shout out Josh.
Also, an introvert, so I feel like you guys would get along.
That's true. It's two introverts. You guys would love
Two
each other.
introverts.
Two introverts walk into a bar. So
Walk
many
out
times
No, they
they
don't.
walk right out.
No, they
They're like,
didn't.
this isn't home. I'm out of here. What are
So
you doing here?
maybe, things would be different if he was the only brother.
Out of the corner of my eye, that scared me.
Yeah, it scared me as well. I thought it was somebody delivering a package or a bomb. He's not a cool kid at school. He wears a shirt that says "Freak" on it. "Freak a Leak," I believe.
That's a Petey Pablo song.
Petey Pablo. And the other football player, he's on the football team, but he's just a bench warmer.
Yeah.
All the other kids on the team hate him. They put a pizza on his head.
Yep,
it's a thing they do.
Uncut.
Don't
They
ask
go to the
about it.
pizza parlor. They're like, "Give me one pie uncut, please."
That's right.
I'm going to use it for prank.
Yes, gonna use it.
They ordered the prank pizza.
Pizza smash.
Can we get the one prank pizza and then one regular pizza, please?
Yeah.
We'll use the prank pizza
Prank
and then we'll.
TV.
Yeah, you don't need to cut that one.
No, don't cut it. Everyone knows that it's the prank pizza. When Alex is forced to take Stevie to the mall, when he's going to the mall with his buddy James, which, by the way, most amazing mall of all time.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
It's an amazing mall. Some might say it's too big. Some are saying, but I say.
Some are saying.
Some are saying.
Many
Who's
are saying it's the
saying?
biggest mall they've ever seen.
Many are saying that it's too big. Many are saying they did a space theme because this mall is so tall that it goes into outer space.
Yeah.
Who can say? It's an amazing mall, though, and they have a coin store there. And as you know, Alex is a big fan of coins. Stevie's not supposed to touch them. And so he buys Stevie a bunch of French fries. Now, he's waiting for Alex to bring him the French fries, and while he's waiting, he sees this guy begin to fall. He slips on a French fry, actually.
And slippery French fries.
Alex goes over Stevie goes over and he stops him from falling down. And to thank him for doing that, the coin guy gives him one coin, and it's a wish coin. It's a wish coin. You can make a wish and it'll come true. And so he's like, great.
Take a chance.
Break away.
And so once Alex shows up, gives him the French fries, he goes in to look at the coins. He's like, I'll just be in and out. 2 minutes tops. 2 minutes turns to, I guess, 2 hours. I don't know. Stevie gets antsy and wanders off.
Yeah.
By the time Alex realizes this, Stevie's already gone, and so he's running all over the mall trying to find Stevie.
To chase music.
To chase music. Stevie comes back to the coin shop, and the coin shop is closed. So
6 p.m. closing time.
Asks the mall cop to call his mom.
Which responsible.
Yeah.
Very responsible. That's exactly right. So they cut to the house, and the parents are just laying in to Alex.
Yeah.
This is like a big problem. Someone talk.
Bless you. Came out of nowhere. It came out of nowhere. A sneeze attack.
It did. It's a sneeze attack.
Yeah.
It's a sneeze attack. And they're like, this is a big hit to your responsibility. And he begins to be like, well, what about Stevie? Stevie's the one that wandered off. Stevie, blah, 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 did all this stuff. And so he's really mad at his brother.
Yeah, Stevie does get punished for wandering off.
Yes.
Yep.
He loses TV for a day.
Oh, man. Tough.
And Alex gets grounded for 2 weeks.
So, yeah.
Which, by the way,
both punished.
Yeah. And so he goes and he's moping in his room, Alex is, and there's a knock on the door. Who is it? There's no answer. But they do slide, there is a note slid under the door. And so he goes and he picks it up, and it's from Stevie saying that he's sorry. And here is a coin that I got. I know you like coins. Here's a coin. You can make one wish. And so
it's bad.
He's obviously, he's annoyed. He's frustrated. And he says, right now, all I wish is that I didn't have a brother.
Spins the coin and goes to
sleep.
Now, if he didn't spend the coin, do you think it's just
That's a great
void?
question. I think if you're holding a coin and you wish, it's good.
Yeah, we know at the very end of the movie.
It also
he holds
okay.
Yeah. So Stevie, he wakes up the next day, Alex does, and finds out that his life is totally different. He now lives in a blue world. He's blue. Blue doors and blue carpet, blue walls.
Everything he sees is blue.
Like him.
I'm blue.
Inside and outside. He sees that he's got a lot of trophies. He sees pictures of him on the
What's Eiffel
football
65
field.
up to now?
So much.
Incredible group.
Do they want to open
Wherever
for our tour?
Lane is, I'm sure they're there.
Oh, can we get Lane and Eiffel 65 to open on our tour?
Oh, yeah.
An amazing.
2 openers, man. You gotta be doing it.
Yeah, that was a good show.
Well, yeah, someone's got to be there when the doors open to play the crowd in.
Yeah, you got to play the crowd
Then you
in.
have your opener.
That's right.
I mean, every concert I've been to recently has 2 openers.
Duh.
Too many openers.
It is. It's
Let's just don't show up.
too many openers.
Yeah.
I don't.
So he begins to realize that everything is different. He goes and his parents, the house is again different. It is blue.
It's all blue.
That wasn't a bit. It is blue. And his parents are like, his dad's like, look at here, kid. Well, give me your best dad impression, Dano.
Where you going? You don't need to go out to eat an American hot dog.
There you go. Yeah. His dad's doing a thing.
Put a shrimp on the barbie, as the Australians would say.
That's right. So,
Not me.
I do love that
red-blooded American
they had
here.
just redecorated the house to be blue, and so I'm just wondering, like, once a year, do they just
yeah, it's a different
throw
color scheme.
everything out and start over?
It's a new color scheme.
Because they're like, yeah, it's been blue a whole month. What's What's wrong with you?
But it becomes clear that his parents are like really successful now and all this stuff. He looks on the TV and he sees Stevie on the TV and he's like, that's Stevie.
Stevie.
And they're like, yeah, it's Stevie because Stevie is now an actor named Terrence Russell McCormick, and he is on a TV show called Where's Stevie? There's a fun Who's on First bit about Where's Stevie.
Yeah.
Stevie's on the TV.
Base.
It's a whole thing. And so he's like, he actually begins to feel good because his life is now good. He is like, a rich family now, and he's probably going to be popular.
Star of the football team.
And, Stevie's famous, so his life has
Everybody
to be awesome,
wins.
right?
This wish worked out for everyone.
Yeah, he's dating the cheer captain.
That's right.
He's doing the whole thing.
He gets to school, and despite the pictures in his room, he is shocked to find out that he is super popular, that he is dating the head cheerleader. But he doesn't mind any of that. But it does bother him when he finds out that he is not friends in this universe with his best friends from the other universe, Abby and James.
Abs.
But it doesn't matter.
Abs and Jams?
Abs and jams.
Abs and jams. Doesn't matter because he's an amazing football player. He goes out there, and at first he doesn't quite know what he's doing.
Yeah.
But then it all clicks in after a pep talk from old Daddy-O.
You got to throw the football around.
The pigskin. And he goes out there and he absolutely crushes it.
American football.
Yeah. He does try to like talk to Abby and to talk to James, but they're both not having it. He's apparently just a big jerk in this universe. He even sees the other football players do the pizza prank on James.
He doesn't participate, but he doesn't stop it.
He doesn't stop it, but
silence is complicity. You know what I mean?
That's exactly right, Dan. And that's what that motto was originally in this movie.
That,
they took it out.
They took it out.
They
That's
took it out.
unbelievable.
And that you hate to see that.
So
but
they were silent on that.
They were silent.
Yeah.
So he begins to miss his brother a little bit. And so, he keeps seeing him on TV, he keeps seeing him on the cover of Women's Quarterly. And he's like, I kind of miss my brother. And so let me go find him. Let me go talk to him. And he finds out that he's shooting a show in town.
Brian laughed when you said that the child was on the cover of Women's Quarterly.
Sure.
Not a joke, if you can believe it.
Could
in
they
this
have
movie,
picked any other movie
literally
or magazine?
You could pick like a teen magazine.
Teen Quarterly.
Or like a Reader's Digest. Or like an Entertainment Weekly.
Could have.
Woman's Quarterly.
Any other.
Full spread.
9-year-old child actor on the cover.
Yeah.
Spencer Breslin.
It's a big deal. Big deal. And so he sneaks.
It's probably Zoe's doing.
Yeah, probably. So Alex sneaks down to the TV studio, and James is there to deliver chicken. He's
chicken boy.
He's chicken boy. He pays James some money so that he can bring the chicken in, so that he can have a conversation with Stevie. And so when he gets in there, he's like, "Oh my gosh, this is crazy." And they're kind of having a conversation, but then he just like, Alex unloads and is like, "You're my brother." And Stevie is like, "What? You're crazy."
Yeah.
Calls for security. So Alex is now really, really sad, and he walks down the street remembering the
Best
entire
part of the movie.
With the background song "1,000 Miles" by Vanessa Carlton plays as he walks down the street.
And a montage of all the great Alex and Stevie clips.
It's a music video.
And when
for
you
the
say
song.
of all the great moments, you mean the movie.
Yeah.
All the ones that we happen to have on
From
film.
the first 20 minutes of the movie.
He remembers the first half of this movie again. We
Yeah.
get to watch it a second time.
Yeah.
But
set
to
to
Vanessa Carlton,
yeah.
which
So
obviously makes it amazing.
Yes. And so you're like, this can't get any worse for him.
It's an amazing part of the movie.
It can't get worse, but it does get worse because he sees gobble the turkey
Gobble gobby.
being
Taken
put
into a turkey van.
a turkey van in a cage.
You know what that means.
See ya. You know how you put live turkeys into your turkey
On
van?
a leash. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the best part of that music video.
I
like the ending note of that music
was
video is him
floored.
seeing the turkey and
losing it and kind of half chasing after the
Yes.
van. It's fantastic.
good job, Disney.
It's good TV.
So he continues to walk down the street, and Terrence ends up showing up actually in a limo. He rolls down the window, and he's like, "Hey, you're my friend." And he's like, "I thought you got rid of me." And he's like,
you called
forget it."
security on me, and
Whatever.
he's like, "Ha,
No,
it's what friends
who
do."
can say?
Yeah.
He
I mean, the amount of
decides-
times I've called security on you guys is
That's normal, right?
yeah, that's
normal.
what friends
fun-
do.
it's a bit.
It's funny.
fun. It's fun. We're having fun. And so he's like, I want to walk with my friend. Driver, you can follow behind me. And then they end up running off.
Yeah,
So
sure.
that he wants to live a normal, like, what's
He
it
wants
like to
have
be a normal
real friend.
He wants
Well,
to
yeah,
ride
he's
on
up for a part about an average kid. and
Yes.
he's like, I don't even know what that's.
I don't even
like."
know what it's like to be an average kid. So I got to do average kid things like go on the little stationary
Oh yeah.
rocket
for
thing.
the kids half his age.
Yeah. But he does it, and it's great. And Alex decides, you know what? I miss him so much. I got to find this coin. I got to make things go back to normal.
Yeah, I need Stevie back.
And obviously, Terrence is along for the ride here. They
He's
go.
like, we're going on an adventure.
He loves an adventure, a real life adventure. They show up to the mall, and the coin store is closed. It's been shut down because the coin guy is in a wheelchair now because no one was there
No
to
one there to
save him.
And he
Yeah,
fell
Stevie
on
wasn't
that
there to save him
fateful
from the French fry.
Yeah.
That's right.
I don't know if he's in the wheelchair permanently, but his leg is in a boot.
He's moving
Um,
houses. I know that.
Yeah, he said, I
Well,
got to
we'll
get
get
out
there.
of here. He's like, I got to get out of here. So he remembers that he saw the coin guy buying a raffle ticket from
Lalaine.
from Abs. And so he's like, we got to go to Ab's house. So they show up at Ab's house, and he's able to convince her pretty quickly that he's from another universe, an alternate reality.
Well, he knows things about her that nobody else knows.
Like what?
That her sister told her that Abby was short for abnormal, and she cried.
Nailed it.
And
Something
her,
about a cat.
Yep. Knows the cat name.
yeah,
Knows her favorite sandwich.
Sandwich.
which is mustard and sugar. Which I Googled and inconclusive on sandwich, but it did come up with a ton of glazes.
Glazes?
Like for ham, like a mustard sugar glaze
You can
for a ham.
use mustard as a
Or-
binder, and
There's also a mustard brown sugar like rub.
that's right
for, yeah.
for barbecue. That's
So
exactly
I found
right.
a lot of that. So I don't know
That's
if
interesting.
if she just had like a honey baked ham one time and then was like, you know what?
That's true because I
What if I
have-
took out the ham and just sandwich?
Put that seasoning right on a piece of bread.
So
Yeah.
I'm not, and I guess
the
a
middleman.
mustard sandwich.
I've put on mustard on ham. It makes sense now that you say it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not bad.
Mustard sandwich by itself came up as like a European thing. That's
weird.
And I did see something about a
Although-
sugar sandwich, but nothing about
I mean,
them
I had a lot of
together.
sugar
Dude,
sandwiches
bread
as a
with
kid.
just like a really good mustard is good.
Yeah,
Like, I'm
so-
not mad at that. So
I just had, yeah, but nothing about a mustard sandwich.
bread
mustard
with just sugar. Good.
Yeah.
all right, buddy.
And yeah, so I just have questions about how she got there. But
Fair.
I got in trouble
Lalaine,
for
if you could tell us the backstory that you provided for your character, I'm sure you had a story in your
You
head.
did. Yeah.
And if we could just,
And it couldn't be meth. It could.
No, I think
got-
that was after.
I got in trouble for just eating sugar as a kid, and so
What?
I
Get
would,
outta here.
I would
You?
make sugar sandwiches because
Bread.
You can't get in
know.
trouble for that.
Yeah, I'm eating a sandwich.
And
a
is that
sandwich.
why you love Subway? Because their bread is mostly sugar.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
the
think
bread
so.
is not bread.
I don't think it doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
Doesn't hurt.
Should we get Subway today?
Go for it, guys. I got a lunch meeting. You do your thing.
Ooh, interesting. So it's
Go
up
for,
to us.
please. It's always, what do you mean? Do you think I come in here and I'm like,
Yes.
that's what you're eating for lunch?
Yes.
You'll like it.
I mean,
Well, when you're paying,
saying
yeah.
it.
just-
Yeah.
you're saying it. And so
Dan buys us lunch most days.
That's
it's
right.
fun.
Yeah, out of my own personal bank account, too.
That's right.
Sometimes.
By accident.
By
By accident. By accident. So they go through all the raffle tickets. They
Not to mention
find
some of the movies I've had to buy.
They find the coin guy's address. They go to his house. He's moved because he couldn't go up the stairs anymore because he slipped on the French fry. He has gone into a retirement home. So they go to this place. They find him, and he says that he sold that coin in a blowout sale. Whatever.
It's a blowout sale.
It's a blowout sale.
Yeah.
So that we could do.
It's a blitz.
They say goodbye to Abby, and then Alex and Terrence are actually caught and brought back to Alex's house, where Terrence finds out from his babysitter that
Zoe,
that his mom is going to be getting married. I believe she got engaged or something. He's like, "Am I going to have to call him Dad?" It's very sad. And so Alex and Terrence hug each other. They say goodbye, and if you thought Alex was sad before.
Boy, howdy.
He is as sad as it gets here. He realizes that he has no way to get back to his original world, which he realizes was pretty special.
Pretty great.
You know what?
You don't know what you got till it's gone.
That's
you know what I
exactly
mean?
right. And so he's watching TV, and his dad, picking up on the fact that he's sad, says, "Hey, I got you something. I was going to wait to give this to you, but here you go. You seem sad." And it's a box of old coins because he saw his son looking at his old coin book, and he's like, maybe he's getting back into the coins.
well, and he had said, I guess in previous reality, he had collected more of like the ancient, like historical coins.
Yeah.
And in this reality, he just has expensive coins.
Yeah, who wants those?
And so he makes a comment when his dad's like, "Oh, you're looking at the old coin collection." He goes, "Yeah, there's no ancient or coins in here." So then his dad gets him a whole box of
All
ancient
ancients.
coins.
All ancients. He doesn't have the time for it, though. He's mad, and so he throws the box at the wall. All the coins fall down. There's one coin, though, that spins and stays standing up, and Alex sees that, and he realizes that it is the wish coin. So he runs over, he grabs it, he drops it, he grabs it again, and he is so excited he makes the wish that he would go back to his normal life, and wakes up, and everything is back to normal. He's pumped. It's raining. He runs outside. He sees Gobble
Big hug
Gobble.
for Stevie. Gobble Gobble.
That's exactly right. Hugs his brother. Hugs his friends. Asks Abs if they could go skating. Just the two of them, which is a pretty big deal. And you think the movie's over, but it's not, because Abs and Alex are skating. Not just the two of them; they have Stevie with them.
Yep.
They go and they're talking about something. And he sits down. Stevie does, finds the coin in his pocket. He makes some sort of wish, and then we see him, and he's actually a really great skater. So clearly, Stevie wished to be a great
wisely.
That's right, to be a great skater. And that was You Wish. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to share our thoughts. We're going to make our list. And maybe more. I don't know.
More?
Here on DCOM
Descendants.
We need more.
I don't know.
Oh, man.
I made a wish. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to DCOM Descendants. Today we're talking about You Wish, my birthday movie from 2003.
My birthday movie.
It's time to talk about how this movie aged over time and share our thoughts on it. I do have some Letterboxd reviews if you would like them.
Would love them.
Emily says, I wasn't initially going to give this 5 stars, but then there was a sad montage to Vanessa Carlton's 1,000 Miles as the main character walked along the streets. And it was the most hilarious and bizarre thing a DCOM has ever done. Aja says, this movie's embarrassing AF, but there's no other scene in cinema that has the same comedic depth as what's the name of the show? Where's Stevie? He's right on TV scene. It was great. Aisha, I believe, says, Lelaine chose this over the Lizzie McGuire movie, sis. Matt says
that was gonna be our big break to get out of Hillary Duff's shadow.
Unbelievable. So yesterday, Matt says the kid from the Santa Claus might be the most easily hateable kid in the world.
Wow.
Emily says at any given moment, someone in frame is wearing at least 4 layers of clothing.
Yeah.
Did witness that. Tanner says the unofficial music video for 1,000 Miles is in this movie. That's about it. And then Mr. Sasato says the kid that plays Stevie sounds like he's got a mouthful of peanut butter the entire movie. It's time to share our thoughts on this movie. Aaron, you saw it back then. You've seen it now. What are your thoughts on You Wish?
Yeah, I enjoyed this movie. I remember seeing it when it came out, and for some reason, just not caring to ever see it again. Probably because of Spencer Breslin. But
You got bad things to say about Spencer Breslin?
I'm trying to think. Like, I had no issue with Lelaine or AJ, and watching this movie now, like, it's a fun movie. Like, there's hijinks, the music video, like.
Oh.
I don't understand why I didn't like it. Maybe I was mad about the Lizzie McGuire movie and Lelaine choosing this over Lizzie McGuire.
But also, like, this movie comes out and you're like close to 13, so you're probably just like, maybe this is just you're just like, this is not a DCOM for me.
Maybe it just at the time, 13-year-old me, it was my 13th year. It wasn't a DCOM for me.
It's my 13th year. Not a mermaid.
But I liked it a lot. Like, it's higher on my list than I thought it would be. Having a little bit of a hard time placing it, but, you know, because now we're getting to that point where, like, there's so many DCOMs now. But yeah, I had a good time. I don't know if I would actively seek this DCOM out, but again, like, if it came on, wouldn't be mad. I would watch it again. Yeah.
I love this movie. Maybe it was because I watched it on my birthday.
Yeah,
and so I
you
have
got a
a
lot
fond
of
memory
vibes
of it.
coming in.
But I also
If this came out on my birthday, it would be my favorite DCOM of all time.
I didn't hate Spencer Breslin as a kid. Maybe I was jealous. Maybe I was jealous that I wasn't Spencer Breslin. But I remember loving this movie, and I haven't really watched it since once all the movies dropped on Disney Plus a handful of years. I think when Disney Plus launched. This wasn't one of the ones that I watched upon launch. And so this is the first time I've seen it as an adult and quite enjoyed myself. There's some stuff about it that doesn't quite work as well as I remember it working. Specifically, like, I remember him in the new universe, like, I thought that they were, like, really rich, and I think it was just because of the car. But just having
the car and the gadgets, but it's the same.
It's the same house, which was confusing to me. Although I do remember the gate thing, and so I should have put it together. But in my mind, filthy rich. And yeah, I felt like once he and Spencer Breslin, whose name I can't remember, Stevie, were together in the new universe, and they went on that little adventure. I didn't enjoy that as much as I remember enjoying it. And so, yeah, I like this movie a lot. Then I still like it now, but I think maybe this is one of those ones that doesn't quite hold up as much as I remember it. Mm-hmm. But a fun idea. And I think the two leads, well, throw out Breslin, but AJ and Lelaine, I think, crushed this movie and are wonderful. And they should have been on screen together more in this movie. And I think that would have made it a good bit better.
Yeah, I think my memories of this is that Lelaine was in it more.
Yeah, Lelaine's great.
She
does a great job.
Yeah, she was not in it as much as I remember, and that's a bummer. Lelaine, where you at?
Lelaine, where you at? This movie's hysterical. It is. There are some moments in this movie that are really, really funny. I don't think they're supposed to be funny, but Vanessa Carlton. That whole sequence is
and ending with the turkey.
Chef's kiss, just perfect. And then the thing about these, like, you don't know what you got till it's gone movies is the ends always hit. Like, when you realize that what you have is special, like, that works. The movie doesn't as a whole work, though. It's more funny when it's not supposed to be funny, but it's a quick watch. So it's going to be higher than some movies that I think are just long and boring. But if you told me the plot of this movie, this would have been, in my opinion, the C+, B- version of executing it. So I know this plot. I've seen this plot. It's a Wonderful Life. Click, whatever you want to, pick your poison there where you have a new life. You realize you still want your old life. If you told me that they were going to do that in a DCOM, I don't really have any attachment to who's in it. I do know who Spencer Breslin is. I would have said this was an average job of doing that. So good job. I mean, that's fine.
Good job.
Yeah.
It's time to make our lists.
Let's do it. That's what
Let's make our list.
DCOM, right?
Where is this movie going to land? Is it going to land in any of our top 10s? Let's find out. Aaron?
Yeah, it is not in my top 10. if you had asked me to rank all these movies based on my 13-year-old memories of them, this movie would have been really low. But I had a good time, and the Vanessa Carlton music video is going to bump it up a few
banger.
spots. A lot of my rankings do hinge on like one scene in a DCOM. Like Can of Worms is always going to be at the bottom
Because of that. That one scene. Yep.
which we almost got.
Huh. Don't even want to talk about it. Nope.
When that scene first started, I was like, we're not doing this.
No.
So You Wish is premiering at 15.
15
on my
All
list.
Right.
Yeah,
And there's 42 now.
I know.
42 of these bad boys.
It is just ahead of Halloween Town 2 and right behind Brink. So that's where it is at.
It's ridiculous. Brink. It's crazy.
I think what's more ridiculous is that Halloween Town 2 is in your top 16. That's just thinking about that out loud is crazy.
Yeah, it's hanging in there. This is the part of the list where I really need to start paying more attention in my war room.
Yes. I got Halloween Town 2 at 28, and I think that might be too high.
I originally had You Wish behind Double Teamed, so it's Halloween Town 2, Double Teamed, Gotta Kick It Up. So I had it in between Double Teamed and Gotta Kick It Up. And I really started thinking about like Halloween Town 2, and that movie is so iconic to my childhood.
Yeah. You were 8.
But it's not a good movie.
It's not a good movie. It's actively bad.
Like it's not like I'll watch the first one again, but even as I was like making my list of movies that I wanted to rewatch this Halloween season, none of the Halloween Towns made it on my list. Like Phantom of the Megaplex on that list.
Duh.
I will be watching that this week. But yeah, so it ended up ahead of Halloween Town 2. I think the more time Halloween Town 2 might drop some more.
Yeah.
But it's tough. It's tough because and
it's also tough because in the middle,
my memories of these are outweighing.
Yeah. In the middle of this list, you kind of lose track. You know what I mean? You know the worst and you know the best, and in the middle, it's like how's that high? Well, I just forgot to move it, basically.
Yeah. So 15.
15? Top 15?
That's not bad. I'll take that.
Top third almost.
For a movie that you thought was going to be towards the bottom, I'll take 15.
Yeah.
15's not bad.
Like I had a good time, and again, it's probably that high B if Vanessa Carlton.
I mean, just this that makes this a top 5 episode. Me just doing that.
Literally.
I mean,
so that scene, good job. Whoever put that in there, great job. So yeah, my top 10 hasn't changed. We have 10, Luck of the Irish, 9, Halloween Town, 8, The Scream Team, 7, Get a Clue, 6, Phantom of the Megaplex, 5, Smart House, 4, Miracle on Lane 2, 3, Johnny Tsunami, 2, Cadet Kelly, and number 1, Motocrossed.
All right.
It's crazy the amount of Halloween movies we all have in our top 10. Apparently, DCOM just really crushes it with the Halloween.
Well, also
it's easier for the camp to like age well.
Yeah.
I think.
To age well.
Yeah.
But also when you think about like holiday themed DCOMs, they do have a
Yeah.
ton.
they really,
like
It helps.
statistically, they're gonna end up, one of them at least has to end up in a top 10.
Yeah.
Like,
It just helps the movie in general to be themed with a holiday.
yeah.
I mean,
Halloween
but
is
there's
their
not that
Christmas.
there's not that
'Cause
many Christmas.
They haven't done, and the Christmas that they do have hasn't been like
Twas the
amazing.
night.
Yeah.
They've
So
closed the
that's
night
one.
and Ultimate Christmas Present
Yeah.
so far. And there's been
Um,
like what, 2 more since then?
I think so.
So not many.
I have You Wish premiering outside of my top 10, which is surprising to me. We'll see what happens. I'll pray some more. But I have it at 12. I have it at 12. Right behind Double Teamed, which I have at 11, shout out. And right in front of Miracle on Lane 2, which I have at 13. 10, Screen Team. 9, Phantom. 7, Mom's Got a Date. 7, Luck of the Irish. 6, Smart House. 5, Cadet Kelly. 4, Get a Clue. 3, Motocrossed. 2, Johnny Tsunami. And number 1, the greatest movie of all time, Brink.
It's so crazy that you're going to do this the whole time.
We'll see.
He's going to pray about everything except Brink.
I thought
No,
yes,
listen,
he's not. He doesn't even. He's not even. No one. Everyone's playing for second.
There are some movies coming up that I'm really just like I'm really intrigued at where I'm going to put them on my list.
Cheetah Girls One World?
No,
Yeah, spoiler alert, that one's not going to be my top 10.
What, guys? Stop
the
selling.
High School Musicals.
How dare you? Those are
like
top
what-
10.
Like, what am I going to do with those? Those are in their own world.
They are.
They're in their own
And the
world.
second one, the budget on it is got to be the budget of 3 of these movies. Like it's massive. Or the third one, whatever. The
Third one's the theater though, so
that
doesn't
doesn't
count.
Yeah, we're not going to watch that one here.
So I thought I was being pretty charitable here. I have You Wish at 18.
Okay.
And I just looked around there and I was like, it's better than Poof Point, but it's not as good as Xenon or Genius or The Other Me or The Luck of the Irish. Like, these are all movies I have ahead of it. So at 18 right now for You Wish, and it's really the Vanessa Carlton scene. I think you take that scene out, it probably drops.
It drops real low.
20. Drops below Alley Cat Strike, maybe Alley Cat Strike and Jumping Ship in that area. But the end of the movie and Vanessa Carlton do have it in the top 20, at least for now. Top 10 has not changed. Number 10, Brink, Hanging On. Number 9, Miracle in Lane 2. Number 8, Halloween Town. 7, Scream Team. 6, Get a Clue. 5, Cadet Kelly. 4, Phantom of the Megaplex. 3, Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire. 2, Johnny Tsunami. And number 1, best decom by far, still, Motocross. Done and done.
Dan, you've seen High School Musical and High School Musical 2.
I have. The problem is, I started thinking about this when you said High School Musical. Watching those movies, when I watched them, I thought they were terrible.
That's interesting.
I thought they were both actively terrible movies. Thinking about them in the DCOM space, I think is interesting.
It's going to be interesting.
I don't think
we only got to wait about, I don't know. What is that, like 50 movies away? 40 movies away? Aaron? Something like that?
So a
which
year.
movie?
We'll be
For
talking
High
about
School
it
Musical.
Next Halloween.
No, we're not 40.
2006. So we're going to get High School Musical before we get Johnny Capahala back on board.
That is insane! It's insane that they did a sequel 8 years later. Whatever
That's
it
wild.
is. Insane.
All I'll tell you is this, is at this moment, my recollection of those two movies they are not as good as Motocrossed. They're not as good as Johnny Tsunami. They're not as good as Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire.
Yeah,
I will say
High School Musical is my brink, and it's going to be real hard to rank it.
But I'm telling you right now, that movie, I didn't like it at the time. I do think it's better than I remember it being in the DCOM space. Oh. But there is no world where it's as good as. I feel like if we had done Motocross back in what year that was, Catil's Day, whatever year that was, that we did High School Musical, 2022, December of 22, I think. It was like right when you started working.
January.
January 23.
It would have been January 23.
Okay.
You weren't doing a Take It to the Tape in December of 22.
I hated it, but I do think that it's going to end up fighting with the rest of those movies. Like Phantom of the Megaplex or High School Musical, I don't know.
We'll find out.
I do think that's where it is for me right now, but I don't know. I have to watch it again, I guess.
Next week, we'll be back with Right on Track.
I'm excited.
Right on
I own this
Track.
one if we want to watch that copy.
Beverly Mitchell?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, sorry.
Duh, how dare you?
Erica
First of all, how
Enders?
dare
That
you?
was stupid. Another sports movie. Right? It's a sports movie.
It's a female racing movie, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can look forward to that.
And then the week after that,
What's that?
Even Stevens movie.
I'm interested to see how that works for Dan as someone who's never seen Even Stevens.
It's gonna be awesome.
I mean, you get Shia LaBeouf.
So cool.
Ooh, an $80 million cook-off, and then we get the Cheetah Girls.
Everybody just
We are
take a breath.
in a sweet.
You're in a
sweet,
in the
sweet
pocket.
time. Sweet
Oh
time.
man.
Eddie is one of those movies where I'm really intrigued to watch it now because I freaking loved it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is the problem is you turned 11 and you watched You Wish, and then the next 5 weeks, every DCOM was a banger for you. And now
man.
you've got to reckon with that 30-some years, or 20-some years later.
They're so good. Yeah.
Full Court Miracle.
Like 2003, 2004, 2005.
A good time.
And then 2006 is like
Beginning
3,
of the
4,
end.
and 5 is like my sweet spot of DCOMs. 6 and 7 is when I kind of.
You thought you were out after You Wish, and then they sucked you
Yeah.
back in.
I mean, there's a couple every year, but
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Enough
okay,
of this.
okay.
We'll be back next week with another one. Until then,
Keep
DCOMing
all the time.
Okay.
DCOM Descendants is a Bramble Jam podcast. It's produced by Brandon Gray and recorded in, that Greenville, South Carolina at the Bramble Jam Podcast Network Studios. For more information on DCOM Descendants, follow us on the socials at DCOM Descendants. Go to the web, dcompodcast.com. Watch us watch these movies live at BrambleJamPlus.com.